goalkeeper edition.
No.
Oh my goodness. Fill in the space tonight. None of it in here because we have a full house. Ali's in, Shaka's in, Stevie's in. Somehow
Stevie's
Craig
no
got
longer
away with it.
Stevie's present.
Yeah, he's
Stevie
present.
is present.
He's no longer full either.
So is Frank Leboeuf. Adding a little bit of class
Yeah, but
to
I
the
saw
panel
you.
tonight.
I saw the question. I'm not interested, so I'm gonna go.
All right. Well, we'll give you a minute, Frank, because the first question is going to come the way to you, Shaka.
Okay.
Newcastle finish in the top four at the end of the season, and is Howe showing by subbing off Joel Linton and Longstaff at the half that he has a deep enough squad and fortitude to make bold decisions? So it's two questions here. Do they finish top four at the end of the season, and is it a deep enough squad that's warranting his bold decisions?
No, I don't think Newcastle finish top four. And while, as we said during the show, they've got results, the performances have not been that convincing. They got the results, and as we saw last season, I think the squad, well, quite clearly from 2 seasons ago, the squad certainly is good enough to finish top four, but a few injuries certainly dented those ambitions last season. I'm not sure they are deep enough to the question, because I mean, I don't think Newcastle did an awful lot. The big kind of celebration around the end of the transfer window was that Tonali's back. They signed him last year. So that kind of speaks to the transfer window. Listen, the club were trying to get their house in order financially, so you understand, made sense. But I don't think the squad is that much deeper to cope with, and certainly an injury crisis like we saw last season.
Stevie, there was a record 65 yellow cards handed out in the Premier League this weekend. With referees getting more strict, will the managers and players change the way they approach games?
Well, I actually think that the referees over the last couple of seasons have, no question, been a lot more lenient as far as challenges. There are a lot of challenges now that we don't see given a foul, which I think is fantastic. And I think what's happening is because the players are understanding that the referees are not quite as harsh, I think they're going in a little bit harder, a little bit firmer. And that's why we're getting more yellows now, because they think that they're going to get away with it, but actually they're probably taking it a bit too far. And that's why they're coming up with all these yellows. That's what I think.
Okay. For Shaka, if Ange sticks to the same system for the whole season, where will Spurs finish? And we'll get your opinion on this as well, Frank.
6th or 7th.
Oh, but very non-committal.
I'm taking a 2-position spread.
Which is it?
6 or 7. 6.5.
Oh, thank you, Shaq.
You're welcome.
Frank?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like Shaka during the show. He said that he liked Ange, and I'm really the same. I think that guy gives everything to make Tottenham better, and I think he has the product to go further than the 6th position, because the players, they're not under pressure. The club has to change, the board has to change their kind of attitude toward the players. The fans have to change their attitude toward the players as well. We want to feel more pressure from the Spurs players to make sure that they give 100%. It's like, yeah, you lose, that's not a big deal. You win, that's okay, fine, we're happy. And we go back to work and let's see next game. Ange seems to have, patience, but I think at some point he's going to get upset. And I want to see him being upset with the players, and maybe the board as well, by the way they recruit players and the players they recruit. Because otherwise, yeah, they're not going to finish before 6.
I mean, think about it, right? City go and sign Erling Haaland, and Spurs sign, no disrespect, Dominic Solanke. So, that means...
No disrespect, but...
Yeah, but...
You know what's coming.
A bit.
It doesn't sound good, but you know the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does sound good.
Do you really think Dominic Solanke is going to score like 20 goals a season for Tottenham? I mean, it's more of a wish list, isn't it? I mean, the truth is, he scored a lot of goals last season for the first time. And all of a sudden now, he's playing for Spurs, and he's expected, not to be Harry Kane, but he's expected to be the goal scorer. I mean, you can't expect to be in the top 4 if you're taking a gamble with your centre forward, because that's what this is. This is a gamble.
Yeah, probably not the best time to tell Spurs how well Harry Kane's already doing this season, once again with Bayern.
That's all right. He did
All
well
right.
last season too.
Yep. Why has Flick been successful at Barca, but he wasn't with the German national team? Ask Jans Fishy.
Some would argue that it was a really tricky time for Germany when he took over, but then Julian Nagelsmann comes in and apparently, seemingly, things are now just flowing for Germany, and we saw them play at a high level in the Euros. I think the talent for Germany right now, as we see it, certainly in the attacking half, it's very encouraging. You're talking about Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz playing together, and it's 2 of the best young players in the world. And so, yeah, one would have to ask the question as to how could you not make that work? And how could you not make that make sense? But you cannot deny how good he has been with Barcelona and how much of an impact he has had on the team. And I think the first thing that he has done, and some of the players have come out and said it already, is the players are working. The players are running. The players are fitter. And that's bare minimum, I think, for a manager. But it's certainly something that you can, as a manager, you can address right away. Tactics and the way you play and individual talent, it takes some time to figure things out and what the combinations that work for you as a manager. But if you see that you have a team that is not running, hey, guess what? We're gonna get fitter. And so that way we're able to press higher the field. That way we're able to create turnovers higher the field. And now our talent takes over in the attacking half. It's some of the things that they have done really well early on.
Kay, if I may, Kay, we are talking about 2 different jobs. Taking charge of the national team and being a coach of a club is completely different. And I think Flick is showing to the world that he's very good on daily basics. And what he did with Bayern Munich and what he does right now with Barcelona shows that the guy tried to be more precise, has a time for that and a preparation for that, and can correct the players. Where when you have international teams in charge, you work 3 days before, the day after they're gone, and that's it. So it's very hard to create something. So if you don't have the top of the top, if you're not in a very good generation, it's almost impossible to do something great. He's proving to the world that he's a very good coach in a club.
Okay. Ale, do you think Vela will provide a boost and help LAFC's chances of winning the MLS Cup?
Obviously will help offensively, but as we saw last night in the game against the LA Galaxy, offensively I don't think is their issue. So sometimes in moments of transition they get themselves exposed, and the LA Galaxy exposed some of those vulnerabilities. And when you look at the Western Conference in Major League Soccer, the LA Galaxy now at the top of the Western Conference, that rivalry will play a part in terms of what happens with LAFC. And then as they look into the Eastern Conference and potentially who they could meet in MLS Cup, Inter Miami. Let me just tell you, if they defend just a little bit, not a lot, a little bit, and you allow Messi to run the show, they're difficult to stop. And if you look past Inter Miami, don't forget about my beloved Columbus Crew, who continue to be a really good team in the Eastern Conference.
We won't forget, don't worry.
New Columbus is going to get mentioned somehow.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect. No disrespect.
A little bit.
When he said no disrespect, he was leaning back. Like,
Yeah, you knew.
no disrespect.
You knew what was coming.
As soon as I said it, I was actually talking to myself in my head. Going, oh, there's no way out of this.
You could have said, maybe it would have sounded better if you'd have said with respect than no disrespect. I think that just automatically makes it sound that little bit nicer, right?
Yeah, it's still rotten.
Okay.
Just team in. Just say it.
Yeah.
That's why we love you, Steve, but you say it like it is.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. Shaka, start, bench or drop? Petr Cech, Peter Schmeichel or Edwin van der Sar?
Whoa.
Wow, the heavyweights of goalkeeping.
I start Peter
Good
Schmeichel.
luck, Shaka.
I start Peter
You're in
Schmeichel.
on this, so don't worry. Go on, Shaka.
I've said time and time again, I think Peter Schmeichel is the best goalkeeper the Premier League has seen. That doesn't change. I bench Petr Cech and I drop Edwin van der Sar.
Frank, if you had these goalkeepers behind you, what would you answer?
All of them, because they were very good. So I would have loved to have all of them, but I I don't know. For sure, Van der Sar will be, I'm sorry, the one I'm going to drop. And there is a bigger hesitation between...
without say that first, Frank.
With respect, Van der Sar, to your career, because I always listen to women. Van der Sar, I'm sorry, I would have to drop him. And after his real big hesitation, Cech has been absolutely fantastic for Chelsea, as Marshall have for Manchester United. And because Cech is the blue guy, I go for Petr Cech.
Oh.
But if they were playing today, you'd have to go with Van der Sar. So it depends how you frame the question.
If they were playing today, what do you order then?
Well, it's Van der Sar, because his feet are way better than the other two. I go Van der Sar, then Schmeichel, and then Cech.
Okay.
Well, if they were playing today, I'm still picking Schmeichel first.
All right.
His feet are not.
And that's okay. That's all right. Just punt it. Just hit it as far as you can, Peter. I don't care.
With the utmost respect, that is all we have time
with-
for on tonight's show.
With
For the audience, with respect. With deep respect.
I do beg your pardon.
Respectfully, come back tomorrow for more respect from the panel on ESPN FC.